I think that the rising sentiment towards protectionism is absolutely something that that Canadians should be concerned about. Americans should be concerned about it as well. We've had decades of movement towards increasingly liberalized markets and open and free trade globally, and so this direction towards increased protectionism is absolutely something that Canada should worry about, along with a bunch of other countries as well. As far as the Canada-US economic relationship goes, I think that NAFTA and ensuring that our continuing trade relationship is positive, that our borders remain open, are the two most important things on the economic front. Any sort of movement towards border thickening, where it takes longer for goods and people to move back and forth across the Canada-US border, will cost Canadian businesses billions of dollars, and that will cost Canadian jobs. So ensuring that the border stays open, that we continue to have open, positive trade relationships, that we ensure that our Canadian leadership is speaking to their counterparts in the US and explaining all of the reasons that Canada is the United States' #1 customer, are all very important things. I don't think that the United States is likely to withdraw from NAFTA. I would find that incredibly surprising. American business has been very clear with the American president that withdrawing from NAFTA or tearing up NAFTA would be devastating for American interests. So I don't think that that's what's going to happen. Do I think that parts of NAFTA may be renegotiated? The president has signaled that that's what he wants to do, so I expect that we should see some opening up of NAFTA. It would be my recommendation, though, to the Canadian side that we certainly work to keep as few issues on the table as possible. I think that looking very narrowly at a narrow set of issues would be what's in Canada's best interest. Well, I think it's difficult to say. We've heard a few things out of the US administration. Having said that, the US trade rep still hasn't been confirmed. So we have heard some signals about what the Americans might be looking for, but I don't know the extent to which that information is reliable. I think that we should expect to see some movement in the area of rules of origin, because that has come from a fairly reliable source. But at this point, I really think it's important not to over-guess and overanalyze what this negotiation might look like. Having said that, any Canadian sectors that have benefited from protectionist measures on the Canadian side would be the sectors that I expect would be the most concerned at this time. Well, it's an interesting question how long negotiations might take, and it really depends on what's put on the table. If issues that all countries can agree on, Canada, the United States, as well as Mexico, as a trilateral negotiation, agree on putting issues on the table that they all want to make movement on. For instance, there are chapters from the Trans-Pacific Partnership that could be easily moved into NAFTA, because those three countries already have agreed text that was agreed in a different forum. And so moving those chapters into NAFTA would be straightforward and could happen very quickly, and could also get the necessary support from Congress. Anything bigger, though, or opening up new areas of NAFTA where the three sides don't agree, or where American business interests don't align with the goals of the administration, will result in the American congressional process slowing this negotiation down of its own accord. And I think that we would expect it to actually go quite slowly, very slowly.